Hello everyone, I'm FARMERSIM and welcome back to Court Farms Country Park, and this is episode 13 of the Let's Play series. Hope you're all doing good and having a good day. So, this is still the first day of July, the same day we were in at the end of the last episode. I am just topping up the cows with total mixed ration. I can get my bearings here. What am I doing? Let's jump out of here and make it a bit easy, shall we? Yeah, just topping up the mixed ration feeder. You drop in there. Let's go get ourselves a bale of hay. So yeah, exciting day today. It's harvest time. Really looking forward to getting into this. We're going to be running today. So yeah, but as I say, I'm just going to top up the cows with feed. The sheep are fine, as we did in the end of the last episode. Filled them up with grass. So we're just going to get the cows topped up, and then I think I'm going to, again, before we get started in the fields, I'm going to sell a load of bales and bring up our bank account balance, because at the minute we are currently sat, as we were at the end of the last one, 2,535 quid. So not particularly well blessed, not too bad, but not too great either. So let's hobble this thing over the top. Now this with this feed mixer not having a particularly large capacity, it doesn't, there we go, so I can just hold the bale over the top, let it fill all the way up until it stops, and that should be, he says, the right ratio for TMR. Yep, there we go, excellent stuff. Right, so let's pull up here. Where's that trigger? There we go. Fill up. In fact, we'll just see roughly. Oh, it was there. So 84, 85. So yeah, so we're going to need a couple of these, a good couple of these. So I'm going to use up whatever I can out of my fermented bales there on the left. Top these girls up to the total 120,000 litres. Get them completely done. And then I can be satisfied knowing that what silage I have left I'm going to sell just to make some money, because we have also got the other pile of bales on the other side of the shed that is fermenting. So by the time they have fermented, the cows will still have food. I'm almost sure of it. So yeah, so I'm going to get this job fully done, because this is going to take a good few minutes. We'll get these girls topped up, and then I shall pick you back up in a matter of minutes. Right. Cows are topped up. I was 16 litres short from being able to get them to a full 20,000 litres, which was a bit frustrating, but they are full nonetheless. So let's park this up in here for now, carefully. Oh, still got it turned on, haven't I? Oops-a-daisy. There we go. So take them off, take that off, disconnect, start this thing back up again, because we're going to pick up our fermented bales that we've got in the corner there in the bale shed, and get a bit of money into the bank account. There we are. There we go. There we go. There we go. So if I'm going to need to be careful with this, because obviously I'm going to be using the auto load of this trailer, and I don't want to pick up the bales on the right hand side of this shed here. So I'm going to need to keep it right up to the left. Hope this is going to work. Should do. Right, so operating position. Bum 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 bum. And again. Yeah, that'll do for me. Right, so transporting position. That'll do. Let's see what we'll get for these guys, shall we? In fact, let's have a quick look first at the most valuable point. What we're doing? Wrong one. So silage. There we are. So 318, 319, 312, 310, 319 folly down bales. I can't actually remember where folly down is, actually. You know what? Knowing my luck. Oh, garden centre. Which one is it? Where's folly down? Biogas plant, Pine Creek. This one's tall trees. Town stores. Where's folly down bales? One of these, folly down. Right, okay. So, we shall do exactly that. We will send this one over to Folly Down Bales. Bale sell points, Folly Down Bales, off you go. Thank you very much. So, while that's on its way over there, I will just give you a very quick rundown. Nothing's really changed at all from the end of the last episode. But one thing I did do, as you'll know, I placed down my foil tunnels during the last episode, all 5 of them, and got them producing the lettuces. Or, do you know what? Leti, for the plural of lettuces. The word lettuces doesn't seem to sit right with me. Leti. Anyway, right. As you'll see, I've placed them down again. We're all as it should be financially. I did have to jump into the XML and get all my finances back to exactly what they were. But because I placed 4 down in one go, and then realised that I did have space for the 5th. But when I placed the 5th, it didn't quite sit right. It was a bit squished in at the bottom end. So if I jump into the construction menu just to show you, there we go. They're all placed down nice and equally now. They're all in a nice neat row, and I've redone the lane and the auto drive course around the outside of them just so that it looked right. We didn't really lose much at all because I did sell the reduced pallets of lettuces during the last episode. We didn't really lose a great deal at all. So they've all been removed, replaced, filled back up with water, activated again. And obviously we're just going to go from there. But obviously I haven't gained or lost almost a single penny financially, obviously because I did the XML editing just to make sure that everything was exactly as it should be. So, what else is there? The sheep are completely topped up. I need to close that gate actually, don't I? But yeah, food-wise, they're pretty much just shy of 100,000. Water, they're absolutely fine. So I can leave these guys to it for now. They don't really need any maintenance, as it were. Let's close that gate. We do have a bit of wool here that they're producing. Well, we've got 1,000 litres there, 403 there, but we can just leave that be for now. I think, yeah, let's close that gate as well. There we go. What else is there? I think that's it regarding updates, I think, from... Oh, yes, I did... I have done a bit of changing, not changing, but I altered a little bit of the auto drive course. Now, if I just jump in here and just show you, I should be able to show you visibly what I did. Again, jump into construction menu. Now, forgive me for those of you who aren't familiar with auto drive. This might look a little bit complicated, but I promise you, it's really not. Initially, the route I had going from here and out of the farm came from here. And it would follow the route round, head up here, and it would do a little bit of a spin around here and come around and out the back here. Now, I tested, before I hit record on this episode, I hitched the grain trailer up to the fence, which is the tractor I'm going to be using to run grain cart, and it just couldn't make this turn at all. Even if I extended it up here, as you see, I've extended it and changed the turnaround point to here. But it still wouldn't make it. It would bump into this. That was with or without the front weight. The turning circle of the fence was just a bit too wide, and with a fully laden trailer, which doesn't have any steering on the axles of the trailer, it just couldn't make this turn. It was just too tight. So what I've done now, forgive me, I know that the labels don't appear in the construction menu here, but this label here is now farm silo left, and this is now farm silo right, so I can tip and unload at this silo from either side. I've never actually done that before on any of my auto drive courses, but it seems to work. So for the purposes of harvesting and tipping our field grain into our silo here, the tractors, or the Fendt in particular, can exit the field, either this field, or this field here, because it all runs on the same little area. It will come around here. It manages this left turn here absolutely fine without bumping into any of the walls or the barn here, and it will then just run in a straight line up to the silo here, and then tip, and it can turn around perfectly well in this area here and back down towards towards any of the 3 fields, because as I say, all these 3 fields here run into this bit of network here. So yeah, so I've done a bit of alteration there, just so I could get it working properly, because I do plan today harvesting, to put it all into a nice big cinematic. You know, I like a cinematic. We're at 10 to 12 in the afternoon at the minute, 10 to 12 in the morning, sorry. And it's a lovely day. It's the first day of July. The weather report of the on the map has given today as completely sunny from start to finish. The second day of July has got a bit of cloud coming on. So I kind of figured that it would be really nice, scenery-wise and visual-wise, to run a late afternoon, early evening harvest. Not too late, so it doesn't get dark, but obviously I can't. I'm in my mind, I've just got a lovely visual picture of a nice sunset, as it were, running harvest. The fields aren't too big, so they're not going to take long, and the combine does have it's got a decent size header on it. It's not massive by any sense of the word, but yeah, it's, I think the harvester pack by Mark Thor, it's a brilliant mod. This, it really is. It's a beautiful thing. It does come with 2 headers, and this is the larger of the 2. So I can't imagine the fields are going to take too long to harvest. Now, obviously, I'm still going to have to have a tractor drag the header, trailer, and header out to a decent spot. And I think, even though the field point, we're going to start with a linseed field, and even though this field point here, auto drive wise, is around about here, I'm going to load up and attach the harvester to the header up here in this area, because it's just a bit wider, it's a bit bigger, there's a bit more room to move about, because the harvester is quite big. So yeah, that's that. Sorry for waffling on and boring you a bit there. I just wanted to let you know that the tiny little couple of changes I'd made. I think we do actually have almost another trailer load. What we got there? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, we've actually almost got another full trailer load of bales there. Let me just flick to the Massey, see where it's up to. Oh, we're here. There we are. 16 bales it takes in total, and we've got 17 there. So, right, that was perfect timing. Let's get this one unloaded. Boom. Let's see what we get. 14,329 plus 538, so 14,850-ish. That's not so bad. Right, so we'll send this one back home. Where are we? Home farm, off you go. Lovely stuff. Let's jump back to the farm here. And we shall await the Massey's return. I'll load it back up again with another one, because I hope I'm not wrong, but now that the cows are completely full of food, I can afford to sell this pile of silage bales now and just rely on these ones the next time, because they're what they're at now. They're only at 3% fermented now, but by the time the cows need any kind of a top-up of food, because of how slowly they do go through their food, hopefully these things won't be too far away from being done. So this is just money now, as far as I'm concerned. Right, anyway, so we shall await the return of the Massey. I shall fire it back over to Folly Down, get another trailer load of bales sold, and I shall pick you back up when all that is done. The Massey is back here, and we are ready to climb into the harvester. I am going to skip time just a few hours, as I say, just at mid to early afternoon to make a start on the harvest, just so that, you know, I know it's a beautiful day, there's not a cloud in the sky at the minute, but I've just had this idea of a nice scenic sunset harvest, as it were. So I shall see you all very soon. Right, everything's back at the farm now, no more dithering, let's get on with this harvest. I cannot wait to do this. I really have been looking forward to this for a very long time, since I started this series. It's all about the harvest at the end of the day, isn't it? So let's hook up to this. Now I've fast forwarded time. We're at just before 4:30 in the afternoon, and as you'll see, our bank balance is reasonably well blessed at £32,250. And I've put this in the wrong place, so I think it just needs to come forward a tiny bit. Yeah, there we go. Hook up that. Right. So we're going to take this round here to the left near the silage pit, sorry, the slurry pit, and use this area here to hitch up the header to the harvester. About here should be about fine, I think. It shouldn't be in the way. Although I will have to move it. Oh no, we'll see. I don't think the auto drive course is going to be using this end of the network, as it were. Right, so that's there. So I need the harvester. Oh, do you know what? Let's just jump in it here. Here we go. Crank it up. Here we go. Now, you'll also see I have taken on another contract. Oh, that's a noisy thing, isn't it? I've taken on a harvesting contract because now we're in July. There is a plethora of harvesting contracts to take on. So before we do this, I'll just jump into the menu. Where are we? There we are. Field 88 here. It is, I think it's actually linseed. Where are we? Back to the top again. So much scrolling in this game, isn't there? Sorry, barley. Harvest the barley and take to Pine Creek stores. So this was, of all the harvesting contracts that was available to me, this was the one that was paying the most money because it's one of the larger fields. So that's why I went for it. I'm unsure whether that'll be in this episode or the next one. We'll see. We'll see where the time takes us and how long this episode ends up being. But as I say, we might get to it. It might be still be in this episode, but the next day. As I say, I'm not entirely sure how long this episode's going to end up being, because I am going to put the harvesting of all these 3 fields into a bit of a montage. So technically, that's only going to be 4 minutes or so, for somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes. In which case, this episode will probably carry on into July the 2nd, and we will crack on with that harvesting contract, because I do have, obviously, with the contract mod, I think it is, that it gives me the, in here, where is it? Goodness me, where have we gone? There's the section where you can, you'll lose the contract if you don't complete it by the end of the month, essentially. There's too many things to look at here. Where are we? Deadline, that's the one. Month, yeah. At the end of what time period all active contracts must be completed. So yeah, this contract has to be completed by the end of July, which gives me the rest of today and tomorrow. The rest of today will obviously be doing my own fields. So, here we go, everyone. Let's get this hooked up. This is brilliant. Very excited for this. So let's lower that down and connect the PTO. Check it works. Nope, need to unfold the harvester first, don't I? Yep, we're working. Right, so I'm going to carve out a little path here to get started. Now I am really hoping, I'm just going to bring up the menu here very quickly, that the yield map will appear green, thanks to all the field prep. Oh, hang on. In fact, before I do anything, enable straw swath. Do we get straw swaths from the linseed? I'm not too sure. But we will do it anyway, because if we can get some straw, that will be another income stream. Oh, there we go, we do. Oh, this is brilliant. Right, so I'm going to crack on with this, everyone. We're going to get this harvest done, this field and the 2 oat fields, get it all tipped into the silo. A lovely early evening cinematic harvest, and I shall see you all. For me, it will be probably a couple of hours at least, but for you, somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes, so enjoy. guys, that was one of the most enjoyable harvests I've ever done on this game. Couldn't tell you why, got no idea. Maybe it's because Courseplay and Auto Drive worked absolutely flawlessly. I can't honestly say. But yeah, that was so much fun. The two of them, Courseplay and Auto Drive, absolutely hammered that. They really did. Literally not a single fault, not a single hiccup, not a single bump, not a single mistake. So, let's get the last of this field unloaded. That is our harvest done for this year, on our fields at least anyway. Let's see where we're up to with this. 68%. Oh yeah, so we should get everything out of this, I hope. And we'll go and get the last of this tipped into the silo. Let's see now. There we go. So, let's get this bit tipped in. And I think we'll pop this away quickly. We'll get the harvester tidied up. We'll take the header trailer over to the harvester where it is now. We'll get everything put away. We'll give the harvester a quick wash very quickly before we stick it back in the barn. Because we're not going to get this contract done today, that's for sure. And I think once we've gone through what we need to go through here in this episode, I think this will be... We'll call it this for this episode, and the next episode we'll pick up with the massive amount of baling that we've got to do, the straw baling. There we go, let's get that off there. As you'll have seen, no doubt, from the montage, every single field has got a pretty decent amount of straw to get picked up. Now I know, obviously straw can help massively with padding out total mixed ration feed, but with the size of the feeder that we've got, it literally takes one silage bale and a percentage of one hay bale, so there's no need for me to muck around with straw for that. So every straw bale we make from here is going to be sold. Let's get this thing tidied away because it is pretty loud. Let's get the pipe in. There we go. Do you know what, we'll... No, in actual fact, we'll just leave that for now. We will very quickly run round and get the massey. No, we don't need to worry about driving in the field now, because there's no crop to destroy. So yeah, we'll get... in fact, which way do I need to be facing? I need to be facing this way, don't I? So, I actually want to be spinning it right the way around. And coming into the field, approaching the harvester from that way. But yeah, that was awesome. Absolutely brilliant. And the yield map looks pretty good. It's predominantly green in most places, which is what I was hoping for. I guess the field prep pays off, doesn't it? Right, there we go for that one. Right, let's... I hope the height isn't going to pose a problem here. In fact, I need to disconnect that first. Oh, that's okay. Excellent. We should be able to just drop that there. And it should, I hope. Yes, there we go. That locked on. Right, so let's run this round to the jet washer very quickly. Let's fold it all up. In fact, that'll do for there. Excellent, that'll do. Sorry about the noise, everyone. This is a noisy thing, this. Not done too bad on fuel either there, to be fair, considering we've been working for a good hour or so, a couple of hours. Right, there's that. Let's go jump in the massey. In fact, we'll just try our very best to do a bit of tricky reversing around here. Come on, we can do it, he says. Oh yeah, there we go. Although I am going to want to reverse this in next to it, so let's pull that down to about there. Get the pressure washer on it, sorry, very quickly. Get rid of the worst of the muck. Make it look a little bit better. It's performed really, really well, this harvester. Very impressed with it today. Oh, that'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Right, so let's give ourselves as much room as we can. Get this to about here. We should be able to fling that round. There we go. That will do for me. Right. Job done. Let's go stick this massive back in the shed. There we go. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to run through some very quick numbers by myself here very quickly, and I'll put you back up in about 10 seconds time. Right. Done my calculations just to work out what we are likely to get come at the time of selling the crops we've just harvested. Got a decent amount of straw as well, haven't we, in all three fields. We're going to get a reasonable amount of money from these as well. Probably a good few grand anyway. Right, so from that harvest, the linseed, we harvested 27.6 tonnes. Now, at top spec price, that is £482.67 per tonne. That will give us £13,321 from the linseed. From the oat, 2 fields worth, we yielded 25.6 tonnes, and at its best price can be sold for £1,315.43 per tonne. That will give us £33,675 in total from the oats. So combined together, the optimum sell time for both of those crops is December, and together, assuming the prices stay roughly about that, we will get 46,996 quid. So that is awesome. Almost 50 grand's worth of profit, yeah, there from those crops. So that's awesome. We've still got the field of soybeans to do. That's the harvest time for the soybeans is, if we pop into the crop calendar, soybeans, where are we? September, October time. So we've got a couple of months to wait before we can get that harvest done. So that's absolutely awesome. I'm really impressed with that. I'm really chuffed. And obviously, sorry to repeat myself, the money we'll get from the straw, which we will get sorted in the next episode. We'll run the baler and get everything picked up and fired off to whatever sell point is giving us top dollar for straw at that particular time. We're not going to hold on to them. I'm not going to try and store them and keep them for the optimum time. I'm just going to bale them, pick them up, sell them, and see what we get from there. So yeah, really chuffed with that. Really chuffed. We've got one actual silage bale left in the corner there as well. The rest of these are obviously fermenting. That's going to sort the cows out. But yeah, very happy with that. Very happy with that indeed. So I think from there, I think I'm going to call it here for this episode. In the next episode, we're going to pick up that active contract, Field 88, the barley harvest that's at the north of the map. We're going to get that done, make a few quid from that. We're currently sitting at 32,237 quid, which is really good. And obviously, as I just said, we've got almost 50 grand coming in the form of crop selling, which is excellent. Very excited for that, but that's not going to be till December time. So yeah, I think that's an excellent place to call it for here for this episode. So I really hope you've all enjoyed this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time watching the episode. I hope you found it a bit of fun and a bit interesting. And if any of you are new to the channel, and if you like my content and you like the way I'm doing things, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button as well, all of you, if you can. And any of you, if you feel the need, please leave me a comment. I love reading all your comments and getting all your suggestions and stuff. So yeah, thank you very much. So I'll see you in the next episode.